I am Stoic mentor. Epictetus once said, "The chief task in life is simply this, to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control." Welcome to the world of Stoicism, a philosophy with a powerful tool at its heart: control. But not control in the way you might think. Stoicism doesn't preach mastery over the world around us. Instead, it teaches us to master our responses to it. Picture a pair of binoculars. In the vast landscape of life, we often feel overwhelmed by the sheer scale of it all. But Stoicism hands us these binoculars, helping us to zoom in and focus on what truly is within our power: our actions, our attitudes, our reactions. This wisdom is not about denying the existence of external factors. It's about acknowledging them without letting them steer our ship. It's about understanding that the power to shape our life experience lies within us. In the end, what truly matters is not what happens to us, but how we respond. Stoicism teaches us that we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. This is a potent truth that underscores two central principles of Stoicism: the focus on internal factors and the acceptance of external factors. Let's dive into the first principle. Stoicism teaches us to focus on internal factors, those elements within our control. Our attitudes, our responses, our actions, these are all within our power. When we encounter a challenge or setback, we have the choice of how to interpret it, how to respond to it, and how to navigate through it. We can choose to react with anger or despair, or we can choose to remain calm and composed, seeking solutions instead of succumbing to frustration. That choice lies with us, and it's a power that Stoicism encourages us to harness. Moving on, the second principle is about accepting external factors, those events and circumstances that are beyond our control. Stoicism tells us that there's little point in agonizing over things we can't change. The weather, the traffic, the actions of others, these are all outside our control. Instead of wasting energy trying to control these external factors, Stoicism suggests we should accept them as they are. This doesn't mean we become passive or indifferent. It means we acknowledge these factors, adapt to them if necessary, but refuse to let them dictate our emotional state or well-being. By intertwining these two principles, Stoicism offers a powerful framework for navigating life. It invites us to take control where we can, and to let go where we can't. It's about finding that balance between acceptance and action, between letting go and taking charge. And why is this balance important? It's because it can lead us to a state of tranquility and resilience. When we focus on what we can control and accept what we can't, we're less likely to be swept away by the storms of life. Instead, we become the calm center, ready to face whatever comes our way. By focusing on what we can control and accepting what we can't, we can achieve a state of tranquility and resilience. So, how do we apply these Stoic principles in our daily lives? Imagine you're stuck in traffic. The honking horns, the ticking clock, stress levels are rising. But what if instead of focusing on the traffic, you focus on your reaction to it? The traffic is beyond your control, but your response isn't. You could choose to listen to an audiobook, practice deep breathing, or simply enjoy the quiet moments. Or consider this. You're about to give a presentation, and your nerves are skyrocketing. But what if instead of trying to control the audience's reaction, which is out of your hands, you focus on preparing as best you can, which is within your control? These are everyday scenarios where Stoic principles can come into play. By focusing on what's within our control, our actions, our responses, our thoughts, we can cultivate a sense of calm and resilience, even in the face of adversity. Remember, it's not about trying to control everything, it's about understanding what's within your control and focusing on that. Adopting a Stoic mindset isn't just about philosophy. It can have real, tangible benefits in our lives. Imagine a life where you're unfazed by the turbulence of the outside world, where you're the master of your emotions, not a slave to them. This is what Stoicism offers. Firstly, it gifts us with resilience. When we focus on what's within our control, we're not tossed around by the tempest of life's unpredictability. We stand firm, resilient in the face of adversity. Next, consider peace of mind. By accepting what we can't control, we free ourselves from the shackles of worry and anxiety. We find tranquility in the midst of chaos. Lastly, Stoicism paves the way for healthier relationships. When we stop trying to control others and focus on improving ourselves, we cultivate understanding, patience, and respect. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength.